it is day 137 of 2024, and today we're gonna do a Q&A. Hi, I'm Sarah from Green Goat Ranch, maker of fluffy fibers and consumer of nerdy fandoms. Welcome to my channel. Jess and Erica from Twin Aura Knits thought it would be fun to do a Q&A episode. If you don't know, Jess and Erica are twins and they have their own YouTube channel, Twin Aura Knits. They do a weekly video and show their adventures going to fiber festivals and also their year-long struggle of trying to stash down. Jess freelances for me as a graphic designer and video editor. So if you enjoy my YouTube channel, you can definitely thank Jess for that because she was the kick in my butt to make it happen. So let's get into the questions. What introduced you to fiber? So this is a fun one because I don't knit and nobody in my family knits. So my first experience with fiber was with a trip out to Seattle to visit family friends who moved out there and bought alpacas and started an alpaca farm. So when we went to visit them, they had these awesome animals, which I love, and fiber. What the heck was that? So I was asking questions and they were talking to me about it because I'm a creative person, and I actually started with needle felting of all things. And then that, grew into having my own animals and spinning and everything that followed. I will actually be going to visit them next month, so you'll get more about that origin story coming up. What music do you listen to when you are dyeing? Jess knows the answer to this, and that's why she asked it. I listen to musical scores like Loki, Moon Knight, the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. One of my favorites is The Witcher. I have a playlist that I think is like 16 or 18 hours long because it's the game music and the TV show music. So I really enjoy kind of dramatic music to keep me going, but it really can't have any words because I get distracted by the words and then I sing along and then I mess up the recipe because there's words in my head and there's words on the page. So I listen to musical scores. Just also wanted to know what my favorite is, and I have two answers. My most played is Moon Knight, and I put that on when I need to be in the groove and get things done. So if you come in my house and I'm listening to Moon Knight, I am in work mode. My absolute favorite soundtrack is Fantasmic from Disney World. That's just epic 20-25 minute soundtrack that just gets you right in the heartstrings. What is your favorite color to dye? That is a really hard question. I love coming up with a collection and dyeing all sorts of colors, but my favorite thing to dye is fiber locks when they're all spread out in the pan, and I put a color on one side of the pan and I put a color on the other side, and then watching the colors mix and intertwine when they meet. That's my favorite, seeing how they blend together. Or green and purple, because you can't go wrong with green and purple. What fandom would I dye that I haven't done? That's a hard one because whenever I think of something, I write it down and then I dye it. But I think my epic like lifelong project is gonna be my Disney parks collection. So I've done Fantasyland and Adventureland for the Disney parks, and I would love to do all of the lands in all of the parks, and then maybe the resorts too. So that's kind of my epic lifelong, if I have all the time and money in the world, that would be my project. What is your favorite spinning technique? That's a tough one. I definitely go through phases of what kind of yarns I spin, but I always kind of go back to a core spun. That's my default palette cleanser. I'll try other techniques and then I'll go back to core spun. So probably core spinning is my favorite. What's your favorite fiber prep to spin? The answer to that's easy. It's bats. I love spinning a bat. I will take a bat any day over roving. I know I dye a lot of plying pairs and I really like them, but bats are my true love when it comes to spinning. I will always spin a bat. Favorite, favorite, favorite. I shouldn't pick favorites, but I have a favorite. What is your top breed to process and spin? I like everything, but I'm definitely partial to long wools. So there are different types of wools. There's long wool, medium wool, fine wool, primitive wools. So if you go to a fleece sale, you'll see the different sections. I love long wool. Long wool is Border Leicester, Teeswater, Wensleydale, Border Leicester, Lincoln, Romney, Cotswold, all of it. I love all of it. Just the long staple lengths, the textures. It's my go-to is checking out the long wools. I also like the primitive wools. That's where you'll find some crazy textures. So Icelandic, caracal, those kind of double-coated coarser fleeces. But I look for texture. That's what I love in fleece. What must you know before a fiber festival? My favorite part of fiber festivals are the fleece sale. So I always go to the fleece sale, peruse it, see what speaks to me, and buy 2, 3, 4, 5 fleeces. I have a fleece buying problem, but you may not know this. Not all of the farms that come to a fiber festival submit their fleeces to the fleece sale. So if you're walking around a fiber festival and you like buying fleece, look under the tables. I don't mean like lift the tablecloth and look under, but usually on the ground, under the tables, if it's a farm, they may have some of their fleeces for sale. And these fleeces are just as good quality, they just didn't submit them to the fleece sale. So you can usually find some good fleeces there that haven't been picked over already. So definitely look for the fleece. What was your first intro to the world of sci-fi? I really love this question because it was because of my dad. We would always watch Star Trek: The Next Generation together, whatever day of the week it was, whatever the time slot was. Him and I would always watch that together every week. Even if they were reruns, we would watch it together. So my roots are being a Trekkie, but I love all sci-fi. I love Star Wars. I love all of it. It doesn't matter. If it's geeky, I love it. But my origins are in Star Trek. The next question is, how did you get those Emmys? If you didn't know, right up there, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 Emmys from a previous life. Let me get one down. So, let's see, where do I begin? I went to college for set design in the theater arts, and my senior year I had an internship with the Jim Henson Company. And when my internship was over, I ended up working there for 4 years. So I worked on Sesame Street. And I was on a team of people who we built a Big Bird from scratch. I was on feather duty, and there are 3,000 to 4,000 feathers on a Big Bird. They are all individually prepped and placed on one by one. And I was on a team of people who built Big Bird. We also worked on other walk-around characters. So Snuffleupagus, Pinot is the walk-around bird in Holland. Mexico has the bird Abelardo. So those were the costumes that I worked on. And then I also worked on props, which included Cookie Monster's cookies and Grouch food and the letter of the day. So that is why I have 3 Emmys. What are your pet names and why? So I have 3 dogs. Sprocket is named after the dog from Fraggle Rock. Hooper is named after Andy and I's favorite crab house in Maryland. And Lars came with his name. When we got him, he was already 10 months old and he knew his name, and he is a very large dog, so we kept the name Lars. The goats are named, the girls are named after Pokemon, and the boys are named after Lord of the Rings characters. So there's a lot of quirky fandom in the animal names around here. Thanks for joining me in this Q&A. Be sure to check out Jess and Erica's channel, Twin Aura Knits. They're gonna do a similar Q&A, so you'll get to know them too. Come back next week and I'll be doing a farm tour. Until then, may your fibers be fluffy and your bobbins full. I'll see you in the next one.